10 ways you are emotionally hurting your dog. When you hurt your dog's emotional life, you make them dislike you. And when your dog dislikes you, they start to experience emotional withdrawal and symptoms like depression, sadness, aggression, and loss of appetite. Worse still, they lose the will to live, which can lead to their death. In this video, we will be explaining the 10 ways you are emotionally hurting your dog and how to stop this. Leaving them alone for long. In our previous video, we discussed the effects of leaving dogs alone for long, which you can watch here. In this video, we explain the emotional stress dogs go through when left alone, and this includes separation signals like whining and pacing, aggressive barking, playing with your clothes that have your scent in them, brooding, scratching, and destroying your furniture. If you experience this with your dog, don't get mad at it. Forgive it and be patient with it, for it doesn't know what it's doing. These acts are just them releasing a stressful hormone that has been built in them from being alone for too long. Leaving them with a close neighbor can be a good way to help them remain calm, as your neighbor can fill in for you while you are away. If you don't have someone to leave them with, training them to love staying at home alone is a good option. This way, they can build confidence in enjoying your absence. Taking them on walks when you get back home will also help to reduce pent-up energy that has been stored while you were away. Ignoring their basic needs. When we ignore the basic needs of our dog, we send a message of neglect and abandonment. And as sensitive creatures, dogs pick up this message, which makes them brood and become sad. Not just that, they also lose interest in activities that are once considered engaging for them, which makes them develop withdrawal symptoms. These withdrawal symptoms include loss of appetite, association withdrawals, and lack of sleep. According to Dr. Bonnie Beaver, the executive director of the American College of Veterinary Behaviorists, dogs pick up on human emotions and they respond accordingly to how we make them feel, which is why we must make them feel like we care about them and provide their basic needs. These needs include food, water, shelter, exercise, emotional support, and enough mental stimulation. The disadvantages of ignoring your dog's needs are massive, but not in comparison to the next fact, which has been ranked by medical experts as one of the worst things a dog can experience, and this is lack of socialization. Being able to relate well with people is a great skill to have, which is why we find ourselves learning to become great friends. And since having great friends is one thing dogs love, it is important we train them to enjoy others' company. Dogs who find it difficult to socialize with people tend to have a high risk of panic attack, which makes them aggressive and withdrawn. Aggressiveness and withdrawal symptoms are highly dangerous for dogs, as it limits their ability to relate well with humans, which in turn causes depression, anxiety, loss of interest in fun activities, and the loss of life for the dog. It is important that we therefore provide our pets with enough exposure to activities and people that will increase their mental activity, which will increase their brain's mental stimulation to keep them highly engaged. A good way to solve this is to constantly take them on walks and introduce them to others in our environment. Providing them with enough care, love, and attention also does the trick. Overprotection. Whenever you shield your dog from every little inconvenience it goes through, you reduce its ability to handle itself, and this can lead to a loss of trust and confidence in itself. Dogs are direct descendants of wolves, and so they have a natural instinct to fend off attacks and protect themselves from danger, which is why they don't need your help as much as you think they do. Making them rely on you to handle their problems creates an emotional imbalance in them, which makes them become fearful, especially in times of danger. Not just that, dogs who rely on their owners are unable to take action by themselves and rely on the strength of their owners to protect them. This is a sign of weakness and lack of emotional strength, which we must not permit. Getting out of your dog's way by trusting it to handle itself in times of tough situations can help to build its trust and confidence. However, we must be cautious of the kind of harm we expose to them so they can handle it. Overexposure to harm might worsen their ability to handle themselves. Not giving them enough attention. We all desire attention in one way or the other, and denying our dog the attention they deserve does no good than make them feel unworthy of themselves. Dogs who aren't given enough attention have been found out to experience feelings like loneliness, dejection, sadness, anxiety, and worry. According to Dr. Bonnie Beaver, he believes that the absence of attention to our pets makes them feel unloved, which is the one thing dogs hate the most. Not just that, he also believes that dogs who do not receive enough attention from their parents tend to become more aggressive, hostile, and harsh towards people, which in turn affects their emotional well-being. Finding enough time to have fun with your pet and give them the attention they deserve should be your priority, as this is not only strengthens the bond between you guys, it also shows that you care about the emotional well-being of your pet. Punishment training. Sit, run, jump, eat. These are the commands we love to use to train dogs, which helps them to develop their intelligence. But when we yell at them or hit them while training them, we create a sense of panic, anxiety, and emotional instability in them. Dogs love to be led and directed with confidence, which is why they trust us as their owners. But when we shout or hit them while we train them, they develop an attitude of unworthiness and feelings of unacceptance, which in turn leads to them experiencing withdrawal symptoms. They do not want to be around us any longer and find no pleasure in our company, which is bad news for us as dogs' parents. Rewarding them with treats whenever they act in ways you want helps to reinforce good habits, while correcting them with love, patience, care, and attention increases their trust in you, which makes them accept you as their leader. Lack of exercise. For a species who are direct descendants of wolves, it would be okay to understand why dogs love to engage in high-impact activities like jumping, playing fetch, and going on walks. However, when your dog doesn't do these things regularly, they begin to experience withdrawal signs like sadness and depression. This is because there aren't enough mental activities going on in their brain to keep them active and sharp. Stimulating them with enough high-impact activities like running, playing fetch, and going on long walks can help to keep them sharp. Not just that, these high-impact activities also help to reduce pent-up energy in them. Neglecting their health. Refusing to constantly check up on your dog's well-being can lead to them having a shorter lifespan, as researchers have discovered. According to them, dogs who don't visit the vet regularly have a higher risk of being infected with diseases such as flu. This is a disease common in dogs, and it causes them to experience emotional upsets like sadness, anger and irritation, aggression and whining. According to a vet research published in a journal, it was also shown that the saddest dogs were those who had their health status completely neglected, and that dogs who did not have their health status checked were 3 more times likely to be infected by diseases like canine flu and heartworms. Which is why it is important to keep your dog healthy by taking it to see the vet whenever you notice signs of discomfort and pain. The use of physical force. Dogs lose trust easily in owners who use physical force to correct their bad behaviors. While you might feel you're doing a good job correcting them, they feel different. And no matter how strong your bond is, correcting them harshly will only cause fear and anxiety in them, which will lead to more confusion as they won't know what to do. When dogs become confused about what to do, they lose trust and confidence in themselves, which makes them difficult to train. Not just that, the use of force to correct their bad behavior can lead to depression and sadness, which will make them docile and unresponsive. Positive reinforcement like love and attention are the best way to go when trying to correct the bad habits of your pet. Physical abuse. Hitting or kicking things are activities reserved for the boxing room, but imagine when you do this to your pet. How does that make them feel? Consistent abuse of dogs make them aggressive, and this act of aggression can be transferred to their human owners, and this can be noticed in their attitude towards you. Not just that, dogs who become unnecessarily frightened whenever they see their owner is a clear sign that shows that the dog is suffering from physical abuse. As obedient creatures who do not understand what we feel, say, or ask them to do, dogs make use of previous experiences to understand us, but this doesn't work out all the time as they might misinterpret what we say, which is why it is important for us to train our dogs with the use of love, care, and patience. When you hurt your dog emotionally, you make them feel a loss of interest in you, which makes them hate you. You can only know this by discovering the hidden signs they show, which is why in this video I reveal the signs dogs hide to show they hate you.